Hey everyone, this is Sab and Bertu, and we are live in Dubai.
Live in Dubai.
Today we're gonna have very special guests. We're gonna talking about football. Everybody loves football.
Everybody loves
It's
it.
a world language, but we are talking about championship. We bring a champion here.
We winning.
So we're gonna be talking about freestyle footballs. And we have very special guests, so two-time world champion, Sean in the ring. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, man.
Welcome,
I appreciate
welcome.
it. Thank you to have me today. Really a pleasure.
Man, thanks for coming.
So how you feel, Sean, like you moved to Dubai? How you make that decision?
I really enjoy Dubai, man. It's look like when you live here, it's like the vacation the whole year.
Yeah.
You don't feel about working.
Right.
You have the sun all the time. The locations are just amazing. Look at your office, man. Like you have. I can train every day here, right?
Yeah.
So you don't wait for the weekend. Every day is like the weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every day is the weekend. You don't feel it actually. It's not like friends. And also here, like I don't know, there is the whole world here. People come in vacation, so you make a lot of connection. There is a lot of people who start businesses as well. So you have a different understanding about the world, and it's pretty central when you travel. I think it's the best airport in the world. Like you have the most flights. So it's cool. For example, to go back to France, you leave at 3 a.m. You arrive at 9, so you can start your day. It's really nice. I love Dubai.
It's very true. Like
Beautiful
here in
place.
Dubai, see for yourself, like you are living in the center of the world, where you don't think if tomorrow there's a flight or not. You can fly to anywhere in the world, literally.
Right.
You know, which is very convenient for anyone like he loves to travel.
Yeah.
So let's talk back about like how you found yourself in the football space, because usually in France everyone like learning the traditional way of football, you know, and starting playing for the club and everything. How you find that niche of football?
It's really simple. I was a football player before. I played in high division in France. My dream was to be a professional football player. I used to be a technical player who do skills, but by the time I start to reduce skills because of the trainer, and I had a lot of injury as well.
Wow.
And to treat this injury, I start to do like some rehabilitation and also rehabilitation with the ball. And I find myself doing some cool skills. And every time I was doing those skills, people say, "Oh, that's nice." One day, I attend like a street football competition. I qualified to the national final. I went there. Then in the final, I beat everyone, and the last guy was like they bring me Sidney Govou, which was a guy who played for Lyon, and I did a one-on-one with him, and I nutmeg him. The whole media talk about that in the news, and I realized like in 2 minutes I get more attention than the rest of my life.
Wow.
So why are gonna spend 90 minutes on the pitch rather than 2 minutes in another pitch where I can talk to everybody? And with the time I understand my passion was not playing football, my passion was communication with people. And what I really want to do is take my ball to be able to communicate, because I was a shy boy. I didn't know really how to move my body, how to talk. I learned that through the process of being a freestyler, but first of all, my only skill was to play with the ball. The only thing we taught you when you are kids, you can play with the ball only on 11-a-side, but actually it is the wrong stuff. You know, it's just because the professional sport is 11-a-side football. But if you create a different platform, 5-a-side football, 3-a-side or freestyle, it's actually the same. You just communicate with the ball, and everybody loves the ball. And if you think about the sport who is the most popular in the world is not football. There is more people who play street football than people who play a regular football.
That's
so
real.
actually, if we're talking about the most popular sport, I'm the best in the world.
Boom, champion.
I'm joking.
No, but
That's true though, man. It's true. Like, because not only are you one of the best players in the world, like the innovation that you are bringing to the sport is amazing. Like what you're doing is amazing.
Not only that, like every traditional football player, when you ask him how he started his career, he started playing on the street. And then being watched, and then they got him to the field.
Yeah, that's the real part.
That's
actually
part.
Go back to what football is all about.
But the question here, like, at that time when you're starting, you know, it's like starting kind of growing the movement, you know. So you find yourself starting to building your own career, but at the same time you have to have a movement to empower the voice of street footballs. Because it's not just like it's already established sport that you're gonna be just focusing on yourself. I see that you are focusing at the same time to creating a movement at the same time.
It's exactly, it's like I want to communicate what I've been through, how I learned those things, because when you watch some of the videos, it looks like almost impossible, and people limit themselves in everything. They limit themselves in football, like they say, "Oh, Messi or Ronaldinho, they are god of football." They touch. It's not like they're born and they are like that. This is not true. The talent for me is just to realize what you are good at. But in your blood, there is not like the blood saying you are good at football. You are good at master an object into a game. I have a good example for that, because most of the people confuse freestyle and football.
Correct.
Say, why you don't play football? You are good with the ball, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
But the translation is like, first of all, it's two different sports. And imagine you have a poker player and a magician. Both play with cards. But one play a game. A game is just a paper with rules inside, you know? And the instrument of this game is the card. The magician take the card, go outside of the game of poker and become a technical player with the card.
Right.
What I did is I took the ball, go outside of the game of football and become a technical player with the ball. Which is totally different to be a football player.
Right.
You can actually apply some of the skills inside and stuff like that, but it's really few, because in a football game you're going to take the ball 1 or 2 minutes. When we do a show with the ball, it's at least 5 minute show. So you need 1,000 tricks to do a 5 minute show. In football you need like 4 tricks to play the game. Your skill is to understand the game.
True. Yeah.
This is so much different.
So having so much passion in the game, who inspired you?
The first 3 football players who inspired me was Maradona, Zidane and Ronaldinho. Why? Because their way to play was more than just playing, was expression. Maradona was playing before the game, you know, doing some warm-ups. There is some iconic video on YouTube where have like a famous song on the background and he's jungling the ball and stuff like that. Then you have like Zidane. He was a bit different because he was not doing tricks outside of the field, but the way he was touching the ball was just magic. The way he was turning, the way he was moving, it was just beautiful to watch. And the last one, Ronaldinho, he created emotion. Whatever he do, it's just emotion. He play with a smile. So all these 3 players, I had them in mind all the time, because not because of them as a football player, them as a character. And I really want to be a character. And during my football career, it was really hard for me to find my character because of the energy the coach bring you, you know? It's always so strict, so restrictive. It's nice to be serious, you know? I say, you know, it's when you repeat, do this, run, you have to do it. It's nice. You need to repeat, but you need to be also creative in your stuff. If you are the clone and you do like everybody, you're not gonna stand out.
You don't stand out,
So that's the only problem of football for me, and that's also this player inspire me, and after I decide to create my the version of myself, but just in a different field.
Gotcha. So I was like addicted to your videos, man. I'm looking at it, I'm just like, yo, this guy is a magician. You know, like you're amazing with the football. And I was like, and then I just see all the people that you're meeting with, all the things that you're doing. So which like some of your most memorable moments? And
there is 3 moments. With people, I mean.
With people.
With VIP
or
guys.
anything.
Okay, so let's say first with people. First time was when I won the World Championship, Red Bull Street Style, 2008 in Brazil. First of all, was in Brazil. Second of all, I was not meant to be there.
No.
Because like Red Bull arrived in France in 2008 only. When they arrive, they bring the whole Red Bull cars into Paris. And I was doing street show in Paris. I saw those cars and all my audience, like the 50 people who was watching me, and I was counting on these people to give me money, because that was the way I was living at that time. They turn away and they watch the Red Bull car. I was so mad, so I went to the street, go in front of the Red Bull car, start to jogging. I'm not gonna move if you give me something. So they give me like the card and the contact and some Red Bulls, and I'm like, okay, let's stay in touch. Then I convinced them to send me in the World Championship because I knew I'm gonna win it.
So right then and there, or later?
Like the same year.
Okay.
Like maybe 2 months or 3 months after. Then I went to Brazil. Then I knew I'm gonna win because it was obvious for me. Like the culture I got with freestyle, I learned how to act on the stage, how to have confidence, how to have my own tricks, because I was learning with b-boys at that time. And the other freestylers, no, they were just doing tricks with the ball. But when they bring you in the World Freestyle Championship, you need to be like a dancer with the ball, kind of. So I won this competition. Then actually it changed my life. So do you b-boy as well? Like, are you? No, I'm not really a good b-boy. Okay, to be honest, but I know the basics. I know how to do it. But my execution is not good. But I know all the time. I know how to apply on the music. I know to to go down. I know the 6-step. I know the freezes. I know the rules. Right, because
even when you're doing tricks, you can see some like b-boy elements within your tricks.
Yes, because I used to train in front of them.
Right.
So I learned the code, and there is a good translation for everything. For me, me, how I see stuff, every sport or every different sport, let's say, is a country.
Right.
Yeah.
And every country has its own language. Even from UK to USA,
right.
you speak English, but you have your own way to say it.
Right.
Right? So I just learned the different language of everywhere, and that's allowed me to have a bigger passport and to be able to communicate with everybody. So I know when I go to B-boy guys, I don't know how to B-boy, but I know how to talk to them in their own way.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I think really very inspiring what you mentioned right now, because you started to say, like, when you start this one, you was having kind of like you shy, you know, so you prove something is not only about playing football in the street. There is also like a mental, you know, health at the same time. There is working on your own personality, as you said, as a brand yourself. So I understand your point when you mentioned, like, before even you go to Brazil, you are a champion on your mind. Because you are not going there just to learn the process. You are preparing for that. So this is something very different that people doesn't understand.
Right.
Is when you go for a competition without having the mindset like to win, you are going there just for attending a show.
Right.
But when you are going there with a mindset of like, I'm gonna win, it's different. Mindset. Because why I mentioned this is like there is a kind of like 3 years. 2008 you won the world champion. 2009 you won France championship, you know, and then 2010 you won the other championship as well. So you find it's like it's not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna win now, I'm gonna take rest, I'm gonna take autograph, I'm gonna be like just relax. So how you maintain that momentum year after year?
So when I become a champion, the feeling I got is like Edgar Davids raised my hand, so that was the first moment to reply the question before.
Yes,
gotcha.
Edgar Davids is a famous football player, so I get kind of my revenge into football. But the next feeling I got is like my family, all people who support me, my crew and everything, they got proud. Because like, first of all, my family didn't know I was doing freestyle till the day I become a world champion.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, my dad...
How did you keep that a secret, man? Like,
my dad will never accept me doing street show, man. It's impossible. You know, they are really old school mind.
Wow.
He will not understand. He will say, what you do in the street? Take a job, man. What you do? You should go back at school, you know, this kind of stuff. But I didn't feel at home at school and everything. I was really good at school, but I didn't feel at home, to be honest. I knew something was somewhere for me. So I was always searching for that
purpose.
thing. Yes. So I was trying to search, and I just go with the flow. I didn't think too much. I was just going with the flow all the time, with what I like. And that's how I discover freestyle and street shows and all this kind of stuff. So how I keep up with that is like, because what I like the most is communicate with people or giving love or receive love.
Correct.
So I was like, when I win competition, people are proud of me, and that's where I get the best connection. So I need to continue with that. It's not like I win one time. I need to win everything. So I win it's funny because I won the world championship before the French one.
Exactly.
Because 2 weeks before the world championship, I lost the French one.
Wow.
But because I lost it, it's how I win the next one. Because I knew what was my mistake. I knew what was my mistake, and I accept failure all the time. That's okay. You need to have the mindset of a champion, but I think the best champion, they accept to lose. When you lose,
and learn it from
you convert the mistake into something who's stronger, and that's what I like. I really accept. This is like one of the process I'm still working on, but I accept to post something is not working. I accept to look bad. I accept to lose a game. I accept to not be the best in the world. I accept those things, but I can take this energy to transform it to be a better version of myself. So I keep doing the competition till one point. The competition didn't understand my way, because there are always also a freestyle people who just doing tricks. There is 2 schools of freestyle. One is doing tricks, one is expression.
Correct.
And most of the guys do doing tricks. Why? Because they learn from internet.
Right.
In internet, you learn only about doing tricks. You don't learn how to do it, why you apply that, and how to play on the music. So actually, most of the community, they are not ready to judge someone like me or develop the sport in that way. I understand really quickly that, so I switch my goals to, instead of wanting to just express myself into this freestyle competition, I will try to express myself in different areas. So let's go to the football area and clash the best football player in the world. This is my second moment. My second moment was the day I actually put the ball in my t-shirt against Neymar. I don't know if you saw the video. So actually this move I created for that moment. So when I did that the first time, nobody knew that before. You know, one guy put the ball in the t-shirt and Neymar is watching everywhere. Neymar was not the star like today, but he was an ongoing star.
Right.
And that video make millions of views in less than 3-4 hours.
Wow.
But it was not my video.
Okay.
So that came to the next process. 3 years after, I learned how to convert the audience who consume my content, but not only on internet, on my social platform. That was my next goal. So from freestyle world champion, I moved to touching another target audience, touching to bring this audience to my platform. That was my 3. And the third moment of that was the day I did the old man video. I dressed as an old man, and this video became viral, but I make sure this audience know this is the guy in this page. Instead of just the one guy with bread would not make Neymar.
Right.
Where is this guy? I don't know.
Very true. It's very true, because really like there is like kind of like a 360, you know. It's not about like being champion just to win a title, you know. What he's saying to us, like his story he's sharing with us, that there is a kind of like steps he passed through, that he must be like learning the process beyond just like, yo, I'm a win and then I don't know what's happening, you know? So there is a kind of like progressing, about updating on terms of understanding what is really takes to go to the next level, because sometimes when you go to the top, you feel bored. What next?
Right.
It's like kind of confusing.
You keep
feeling, right?
You always try to find a way where to go, but you like actually every 3 years I find something else. But in 2017 was supposed to be my 3rd year, but I didn't find something else. But we are in 2020. I'm start to find my next thing. So it can take a time, but you need to try. You need to fail. You try, you fail. You try, you fail. You try, you fail till you find something.
And that's a key theme that goes throughout like our interviews when we talk to the very successful people. The key thing that everybody seems to have is like accepting failure, embracing failure, and learning from your failure. And that's the most important factor of success. That's like kind of the common theme, which is amazing. So what keeps, like right now, so you're finding your thing. Can you elaborate more on that? Or
like my thing is to actually create the platform of my sports.
Right.
So my sport is not really freestyle. I will call it urban ball.
What is it, Samuel?
Urban ball.
Okay.
Let's say it in the American way.
I know, urban ball. There you go.
Urban ball. I will try to progress.
Nah, man, you good, man.
Failure, don't worry about that.
Yours sound better than mine, trust me.
So urban ball is like an expression with a ball, basically, but you can do everything. You can mix football, basketball, and dance together. This is the form. And what I'm doing in urban ball is like to create like a festival or a platform where you're gonna see all the best ballers in the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so people who play against people who are actually doing like crazy tricks, people who are maybe mix some basketball stuff, some big dunker, and create like a tour and a show. And not just doing a show, actually spot the next best talent. So actually, who's gonna be the next Séan Garnier? That's gonna be my dream. To find this guy, produce him, tell him all what I can tell him, and follow him and try to help him grow up. That's what I would like to do.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. So, do you have any special thing like that you're going to do?
Not recently. Like one of the closest stuff I want to do is like just traveling countries, organize pickup games, and spot guys, create teams, and like do a tour.
Well, I mean, any special product that you use to create this game? Like a ball or some sort?
I have ball for sure. Like I already have some freestyle ball. So I call it urban ball. So I have like my freestyle ball. It's called urban ball as well. So this is the name. Actually, urban ball is a sport first. Sports. Then it become a brand. So this is the ball I use the most with. So it's a freestyle one. You can juggle with that. You can like spin the ball here. You can do everything. So you can mix football, basketball, and dance together. So you can touch. It's really grippy. So
have you give it like to professional football player and get that feedback?
Yeah, I give them like Neymar, I have one, Marcelo, I have one.
How they feel about it?
Yeah, they like it, They like it. I will not say it's like a special ball.
Okay.
It's still a ball,
Of course.
Yeah, but the functionality of this one is that the grip is better.
Yeah.
So when you do acrobatic moves, you don't really need think about it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you play in the night,
right?
You play like in the stage there is light and some like stroboscope. Like people are stupid sometimes. They like people. I'm doing a show on the stage, and suddenly he want to show off, so he puts stroboscope. So the light is like stroboscope.
Yes, of course.
And I don't see the ball.
Yeah,
so I need to have like a trick I can do without
even looking. Yes. Wow. Yeah.
So this was the trick. Also to spin the ball, it's easier. And that ball is like the pana ball. Mm-hmm. So pana is a nutmeg.
Okay.
In Surinamese language.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and actually pana nutmeg is the most humiliation in football. You know, when you nutmeg someone.
Yeah.
It's like basketball when you cross
somebody over.
Yes,
yeah.
So nutmeg is the worst in football. Okay. So we have this game called pana game. Mm-hmm. So you play 1-on-1, and if you pana the guy, it's over.
Oh
pana
man!
KO. So this ball is made for that.
Gotcha. That's why. So that's probably one of the most exciting things that people can see.
Yeah.
You know, I think people like most the nutmeg and the tricks because there is the reaction and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So my tour will be based on that. You know, like going to the raw place or crazy field and play against people, and every time we nutmeg someone or kill someone, you have to go down, you go out, and we take someone else. Yeah. Gotcha. Something like this. I created that tour in France already. Yeah. It worked pretty well.
Really?
Yeah, really nice. The response of the audience was amazing. You know, you nutmeg someone and everybody jumped to the field and stuff. Yeah. It was just great. And also, if you think about social content, I realized all my best video worked because of the tricks, but also because of the atmosphere.
Gotcha.
So when I create something, I always make sure there is the tricks, but also there is the atmosphere ready.
Gotcha.
So I just fire the guys.
So you create the elements.
Yes, to be able to success. You know.
I think really I noticed something different, which is he's really like true about it. He's like the real football player is stuck with a football field that he don't have actually content that he could share on social media.
True.
And the street football players, he have more space and more environment to create original content.
More freedom.
Yes. Yeah. And this is something really true because most of the posts of the football player, either it is ads or either so professional picture, but there is no football moment.
Exactly. Right. And there is also something, as a football player, I can know there is a little bit of shame of them posting something out of the box because they scare about the judgment about the other players as well. Yeah. So this is also one of my projects. I want to manage account of football players and teach them and like manage their account and show them, come on man, I'm gonna transform your brand from A to Z. Like think about something. Imagine, you know Dembele, the football player. Imagine when he signed for Barcelona.
Yeah.
2 weeks before he spent with me.
Wow.
I will change. No. Imagine he was not.
No, of course.
Okay.
We are here to.
I'm thinking we get some new intel.
No.
Exclusive.
I did a video with him. He invited me in front of his house when he was playing for Rennes. Really cool guy. Yeah. I came with my car. We did a video of like 15-20 minutes. Really amazing moment. Yeah. It was cool. Yeah. But imagine this guy spent 2 weeks with me. I'm not saying I'm the best and everything.
Of course, yeah.
I will give you tools to be able to express himself in a better way for what the day he will sign. His way of talking to the camera will be different. His way to touch the ball in front of the audience doing freestyle will be totally different. Right. And what's going to happen is his market value will be triple.
Yes.
The only problem can happen is like what he showed this day really good and the first or second game is really bad. That's what they scare. But if you are a good player and you won the Ballon d'Or, you need to have the shoulder.
Of course, yeah.
So that's it. And if you fail, accept the failure and you will come back next day. Everybody will forget.
Yeah. You know, Séan is very right about it because I'm familiar with the French media, you know. So when you find like a professional football player, you find like amazing player on the football, you know. But when he speaks to the camera, it starts the next day, and a joke because they don't have a way to talk with the media. They're not like familiar with camera, you know. So the next day they make a joke and everything. So it's like, it's not just being good in football. At the same time, you need to know how to have to talk and have to communicate with media. And has always used the word communication. Right. He's passionate about communication because it's not just you are good with the ball, but at the same time you have like kind of common sense about how to communicate yourself to the world. You know.
Yeah. But I discovered that when I understand people judge freestyle as a low version of football. So I was if I do only tricks, what I can offer them actually, I will be judged by just the tricks themselves. Because freestyle is so low profile compared to football, I need to fight with football player in a different field as well. So talking to cameras, like interview. You know, like after winning the world championship, Red Bull bring me in different countries, and what they like to do is like first 2 days is like media tour. I've been to TV show. I asked to speak in English in front of camera. I didn't know I was speaking English. So directly in my mind was like, there is two ways to react to that. Or you make the shy guy, I don't know, and you don't take the opportunity, or just you try. And you will laugh about yourself for like 3 years, but you will understand what to say at that moment. And now I master my game, you know. I know what to say.
I think all the Sean crew and his team and his friend and everyone was so much proud of him when they see like Ronaldo dressing as an old man and playing like freestyle football players.
Yes.
He's like, hey man, you are in MySpace now. So it's like
exactly.
I see the validation because he's starting the kind of movement, you know, with freestyle, and then imagine they taking a football player from the field and dress him as an old man in the street, you know. And then Barcelona is like playing like undercover one old man, and then after revealing himself, I'm Cristiano Ronaldo, you know. But so that things is helping so much the movement in itself, right, and validation. So it's not just like a kind of freestyling; it's more onto like a entire sport itself.
Yeah, it's a sport, and I would say it's an expression like music. I would say like exactly like music, you know. Instead of having a mic, I just have a ball. But if you have the ball and the mic, it's even more. You have more power. So.
And also, we was talking like off the camera about like there is similarity between the movement of the breakdance in France and the street football, because it's so much inspiring that they don't need in terms of like facility to practice. They can play anywhere. And that's the time when they grow the community and everything, they prove themselves and they show to the brand, we are value to be investing in us. And this is where I want to ask you about the question, how you felt when you signed that partnership with Red Bull and that you go, wait a minute, I have one of the biggest company in the planet, believing in what I'm doing and we want to take it to the next level.
I didn't think like that
of course.
At the First of all, for me, it was nice. I'm going to have new opportunity. So I can showcase who I am. So they bring me in the most diverse place. Sometimes was like crazy show. Sometimes was like really the hood. So it's allowed me to express myself and work on my character and build my character in a different way. I'm not sure how I'm going to answer your question. But I would say for me, being with Red Bull was the best opportunity in my life, basically, and they trust me. They make me travel everywhere. It's actually I work on my character for 5 to 7 years, and that's what allowed me to be who I am now.
Wow, that's very inspiring.
That's amazing.
Okay,
that's amazing. So you work a lot with not a lot, but you work with some women as well within the sport. Can you tell us like how do you mix like women getting more involved in freestyle?
Why?
So I start
sorry, why you cannot spell Lisa? He jumped the name. You skip the name, right?
I can't spell the last name.
Spell it.
Yeah,
that's it. I did good. Zamouche, sorry.
So yeah, actually, when I start freestyle in 2006, in the same time I start my career with one guy called Andreas. He was already a freestyler before, like an urban bowler because he was using the urban ball. And this guy, we create a crew called S3. And S3, every time I saw someone not have the skills but the same spirit as me or us, I just take this guy or this girl and we just like see what we can do together. It can be like a football player, freestyler, but sometimes was a videographer, some dancer. Doesn't matter. I wanted to create like a group of community who were able to express themselves in their own way. So that's why like S3s mean street, style, society.
Wow.
Yeah, street from the street, style, you have your own way, society, like community of people, right?
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So F3 and Lisa, just like a little girl, 11 years old, it was in 2009, I think, called me, I would like to I will love to learn your trick and know how to do that. And she just came every time. Just simple as that. I didn't even call her to come. She come every single time. When I can do a show, when I can do this, when I can do that. Just motivation. And she become good. She just learned the basics. She learned the right stuff also because we as a street had the right way to do the best freestyle version, not the best in terms of move, but best in terms of business wise. You know how to talk to the client, how to make them happy, how to make the audience happy, and how to wrap it up all together. Right. So most of the guys in the crew learn that, and they become a very good tool marketing for brands. Wow. And Lisa is one of the best examples. We have another girl called Melody Donché. She is the best in the world in the woman side. Wow. She can ever, like, if I do a battle with her in freestyle, she will kill me.
Really?
She's so good, you can't even know. Like Lisa is good at pana, like not begging people, but Melody is good at freestyle.
So Melody is like the girl that football player afraid to challenge.
Not in a one-on-one. Like I would say, football player will afraid to challenge Lisa because Lisa will probably not make a football player. Yeah. But the football player will scare about Melody because the skills she do is like unbelievable. Wow. Yeah. There is a famous video we did with Gareth Bale. You can check it. Yeah. S3 and Gareth Bale. He called us to come to Madrid, and we show him some skills, and at the end we show Melody, and he was like, "Wow, that's crazy." Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier that you moved to Dubai about a year or so ago. What's your feelings about the freestyle in this area? Like,
I know the freestyler community here. I know them since 2009 because one of my first travel after winning the Red Bull Freestyle was Dubai.
2010.
2010.
No, for the
that was the World Championship I organized with one of the guy here. But 1 year before I came for the Red Bull Freestyle qualification, Dubai, UAE, I mean. Yeah. And I learned, I meet most of the guy, and it's funny how the community evolved because I and my guys came a couple of times, and I see we had a really impact of them in the way to dress, in the way to act, in the way to freestyle. And there were one or two guys, so Amar Freeze and Fahad. There's two strong guys here in Dubai. You know, they are different, and that's the main thing I want when I see freestyle. I want them to be different. I don't want to be a copycat of someone.
Right.
I want
then they
someone
can be their authentic selves. Like you got to be their authentic selves, and the only way you can do that is to be different. You know.
Yes. So it's really nice to see that.
It's very inspiring because from being like playing football yourself, you know, and teaching is different thing because teaching is depending on your student how much he want more. Because you can go on level, you know. Yeah. And I feel like from the way you really talk about Lisa, like she pushing you to give her more. It's not like, hey, I'm gonna want to learn and then always excuses, I'm sick, I cannot come on everything, you know. She really like very constant, you know. So I feel right now you are so passionate on building kind of like academy or something like a movement. This is one of the because the things in terms of number, the Middle East have the highest football fund in the world. You know, and this is like on number, you know, because football like started before the internet, you know, because if you go, for example, to Barcelona and see the number of the fan of Barcelona, you can maybe have like 200,000. But if you see the fan of Barcelona outside Barcelona, the world, maybe like 200 million or even 100 million. So I feel the same thing. It will happen soon in the space, you know, because it's not about the number on term of like the funds, because it's really like now internet, everyone watching internet. Even I see some really people from the region here, I never hear about them, but because they push themselves on YouTube, I can start like kind of like notifying there is something really moving here, you know. And this is why I want to ask you, do you think right now it changed like the way you start? It's become more into right now you have to learn how to play football and at the same time how you communicate yourself to media. It's become like the same importance.
You know, my kid, he knows already how to master the phone before talking. Wow. So I think it's gonna go natural by evolution. You know, back in the day we didn't add that. Yes. When I started to play football, now who don't have a phone?
Of course.
Right, that's true. That's true.
So I think our generation, so from over 30 years old, we are the guy in trouble. Or we accept the change, or we refuse the change. There is many people who say, no, I don't want to post on social media, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's fine, but you lose an opportunity. Because if you have a business, most of the B2B business, what is it? It's like word of mouth. What is the best word of mouth than social media? It's like the same principle, right? True. So I think the kids, they get it. You know, when I see the last generation like Pogba and Neymar, they're all on social media, they understand. They have a little bit of pride because of the football industry, so they don't post everything, but you still see. But the next generation will get it totally, so they will know about how to communicate, how to act, in the field. Maybe they're gonna lose a little bit of, or I don't know. We have to analyze that.
Right.
But maybe there is for sure some impact on the sports side. But because as a football player, because you play every day, for sure you're gonna learn how to play that game.
Yeah.
That's not mean you cannot learn what is to be on social media. Really.
Right. And I think freestyling has a much more global impact because it's exciting, it's engaging. It kind of makes, I watch football, I watched a couple football matches, but personally, I didn't grow up in a football environment. Nobody played, we call it soccer, but nobody played soccer where I'm from. We used the fields for American football, or we played basketball. Yeah. And so I grew up in this era with something, it's called And One, which was a series of mixtapes with basketball. And that's exactly what freestyle reminds me of. And I could watch it for hours. Like I was watching you for hours, and I'm like, this guy is amazing. Yeah. So it's like that impact that you potentially can have on the world is kind of... football is already established, right? It's been around for years and years and years. And freestyle has been around for a long time as well, but I just think that it's much more of an impact.
Yeah, because we don't have the platform yet.
Of course.
Because imagine that you have the Barcelona stadium, okay, the Camp Nou. Remove the stadium, remove the media, and blind the face of every player and erase their number.
Yeah. Right.
So you come by yourself, you watched, and in the side of this game, you have 3 guys who are doing amazing tricks.
Right. Yeah.
Which guy you're gonna watch the most?
The guys do amazing tricks?
Yeah, for sure. Nobody will take it, because what's make football is the fact there is a lot of people watching, like the media, the TV, so the interest is not really about the game itself, but what is around the game.
Right.
So what I need, my work now is like, my model is N1 mixtape, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing I would really love to do in football, like to create this tour and give the opportunity to the newcomer to express themselves and put them in front of everybody with social media, because back in the days, N1 mixtape, they went live on something. I remember Mountain Dew was the sponsor.
Yeah.
The TV reality show every day.
Yeah.
So
I think it was on ESPN.
ESPN. And they had to pass by TV.
Right.
So they had to fight to pass by. But now you don't need TV.
Right. You don't.
You create a YouTube show, done. Know. And if your YouTube show, you talk the right language of YouTube.
Right, and with so many streaming platforms that's going converting to visual now, is a way that you can generate revenue from it as well. Like it's paid content now. So there's different ways you can monetize it.
Exactly.
So you can actually, as opposed to doing it on the street like you were when you started, you can do it online. You can do it from a venue wherever you at, anywhere in the world, such as Dubai, and kind of have fans, in Brazil while you're still in Dubai. So
let's do it here.
Yeah, of course. Let's do that. Also, in terms of like freestyle football, we was talking about like the difference between traditional football and freestyle football. He travel a lot, and he go even to very, very far away places. You cannot take stadium with you on the plane, and just like to show them, oh, this is a football. Sometimes I see like also like you work with a non-profit, a charity like UNICEF project, and you went to some places in Africa. You feel like that kind of like. Your sport has become more also humanitarian, like in voice. When you see people that are far away and they are watching football on the TV, but imagine that football come to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Regardless of the style, regardless of street or urban, it's like you become more on a message of footballs, because traditional football doesn't go that far.
Yeah, I some of the players they try, but for sure, like the organization of football is too much heavy to kind of consider to build this kind of project. And also I think for me the best platform is actually those places, because you're gonna come to those people. And for example in Kenya, I went to Kenya last month. I was with Red Bull. We were about to do a show like in a really cool traffic place where a lot of people pass by, so we're gonna get a great audience. But just 15 meters there is the biggest township in the whole Africa, or West Africa, something like that. So I'm like, before doing the show, let's go there.
Right.
This is where the stuff happened. I did the show in the township, and in this busy place, the township was 10 times much better because it was really real.
It's authentic.
So, okay, I give them something, but they give me back too much.
Yeah.
What they give me, I will never forget. Like the atmosphere, the moment, the smile. So this is what I want that.
This is what you do it for.
Yes,
that,
first, without any money, I don't mind. Right. I want this moment.
Right.
This is why I'm doing these things.
That's so uplifting, man.
Yeah.
That's so uplifting, bro. I appreciate that you do things like that, man, because I think that is extremely important.
Because they give me.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't need something. But I think the exchange.
Yeah.
That's what drives me. You know, I was I need to go to that place. You know,
right.
And that place is dirty. You know, it's like you know, you don't want to like go on the floor and have your. I don't mind because what I'm gonna get from that is just so much cool.
Of course, there is big energy in this. You know,
get back when you give.
Yeah.
You know,
and especially like many of our viewers are really big fan of football, regardless from any place in the world that are watching. You know, there is really like kind of any like message you want to say to anyone starting doing like freestyle football as a career, because there is a kind of like advice. Maybe one day someone also advise you, back the time about how you really go against the find of like, you mentioned it is like there is many people, even you mentioned that your family doesn't know what you are doing, so there is many people are very weak in terms of considering judgment of people, like people, oh wait a minute, what you are doing, you're playing with a ball in the street and you freestyle like clown, so there is a kind of like, either you listen to the society what tell you, or either you watch Sean and say, wait a minute, there is a world champion, there is something really inspiring. So I want to like ask you questions. What kind of message you send to anybody really passionate about this space, but everyone doubting on him?
Okay.
Or her.
I will not say don't listen to anyone, because actually listen to them. And first of all, people who are really harsh, I don't know, maybe in English, compassion?
Yes.
Get compassion?
Yes.
They are poor, you are not poor.
Yes.
But just get their point. If they think your stuff is too small, because they don't understand you, but most of the people, when they don't understand them, what they do, they reject people and they say, oh, they don't understand what I'm doing, so I will still work on my stuff and it's going to work, which is good and not good. You need to make them understand you. So you need to understand what make them not get your message. And maybe by the fact you will make someone, haters for example, understand your way to think, is going to allow you to communicate to more people. So I will use this hate. I will use that non-comprehension stuff. I will tell them, try to use that as a power. Try to maybe understand how to change your game, maybe to fashionate your character to be able to talk to more people. Yeah. Because in freestyle, I meet the guy in Kenya, for example, and he's like me, he's performing on the street and he told me it's really hard. Okay, I understand, you are in Kenya, it's not like even if I was performing on the street, it was easy. There is a lot of tourism. It's easier for me as a Parisian. Right. But for him in Kenya, there is nothing. Sometimes he's doing show, it's cancelled all the time. But I saw him on radio station. I saw him in the street. He's really good. But the way he was outside of his own comfort zone, it was zero talking, zero expression. I said, okay, now you master the freestyle. But that's not enough, man. You need to master some other stuff to be able to be here, especially in Africa. Nobody will take you. Nobody waiting for you. You need to call people. So the advice I would say to people who want to start freestyle, don't consider that as a sport. If you really want, if you deeper on you, why you start freestyle is because you want to be in the middle and you want to communicate with people around you. Don't take freestyle as a sport, take freestyle as a way to communicate. And it doesn't matter if you to communicate with the ball or without the ball. The only goal you need to have is to touch people. So just think about if someone is leaving the circle before you end your show, that means this guy didn't get your message, and you need to work on your message to make sure this guy will get it. And it's happened to me all the time. When I freestyle and I see someone leaving, I mean, you don't get it. So I need to work more on my little. I will next time this guy will stay to the end.
Wow. This is really
and that translates to everything, not even just in freestyle, but in every area of life. If people adapted that mindset, the world would be a better place, like as far as anything, So appreciate that.
Thank you so much, for all this amazing, input, because it's so inspiring, because this is the purpose of the show. The purpose of the show is to sharing the story beyond that, like the success, and the same time we are talking about failures, because with failure you earn experience. With experience you have win title, and this is the thing where we believe that this space will grow up one day, and I feel like many people doing the same thing that what you are doing and trying from them best, whatever whatever like utility they have to empower that thing, because we see the potential thing on term of the World Cup for futsal, you know, so there is kind of growing up as well, and I believe at the same time slowly in the coming years country will start creating like small team, you know, and creating kind of like World Cup championship, you know. And I'm really like excited to see you here in Dubai, and I believe there is a lot of things can be done here in football, especially that we have a lot of variety of like streets. You can go with the street in downtown. You can go the street with this like desert.
Places, yesterday night I was in the street of Dera. In front of the metro there is a football pitch. There is where the kids can play. You know, like play kid area. There is a football pitch. And I play there. For like 2 hours. It was just amazing. And the day before I was I don't know, near Burj Al Arab. So totally different environment. I love this. This is what I like.
Because I saw
everything.
I saw the video on the Gold Souk on YouTube. Like everyone can check it out on in his YouTube channel. That it is so exciting to show Dubai from the perspective of football player. You know, and to show the ball and the environment. Because what I learned from your field is like people are so much happy in that 5 minutes. It's like kind of magic. It's not like it's not like acting. It's just like the people were stressed and angry from the day and whatever, like the situation, and suddenly they see someone with a football and everybody get excited, and they change that like mood. You feel that, right?
And that's what makes me happy as well.
Because
I need that moment.
You give them like 5 minute break. From whatever like happening at that moment.
And I'm lucky because I use an object who's talking to everyone as well. Maybe I use a different object and the impact is less. I'm really grateful. Like what I love the most, which is the ball, is one of the best objects in the world because nobody never kicked the ball in his life. Even if you're from the US, I'm sure you already kick a ball.
No, we did. We still kick the ball. We sometimes that got us in trouble. We pick a basketball and it develops a lot. But it's universal. It's the universal sport. You know, so.
Okay. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being with us.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Looking forward to see you more and more video coming. Please follow him on social media, and we're gonna see you soon on another episode of VVIP. Don't forget to subscribe, and we are live in
Dubai.